Can women be evangelists to men? I would say absolutely, without question. But I would also add some caveats which I think are fairly important here. Let's start with older women. That's an easier one. Yes, older women can be very successful evangelists towards men. My mother died over 20 years ago, and I loved her. She was a huge part of my life, and I really miss her. Now, I can't be the only guy who lives in Scotland. His mum has passed away, or the only guy who doesn't see his mum very often. There's something really special about a mother-son relationship, and guys love that. And you do have very often older women who just have that motherliness about them. We've got a lady in our church, and she's incredible. Just her warmth, her love, she embraces people. Folk walk in the church, she'll throw her arms around them. Strangers walk in, she'll do the same thing. She has that amazing mother's touch. And I don't care what age you are as a guy, or how tough you think you are. An older woman like that, who just loves and embraces you and cares for you and is genuine, guys love that. So older women, I think, can have a huge impact. And there will be times when an older woman who's wise and who's respected because of who she is and her personality will be able to say things, particularly to young men, but older men too, but especially to younger men, that even their peers can't get away with. So yes, there's a huge ministry there. Younger women as well, I guess it depends on their personality and how well they relate. But I know some outstanding young Christian women who are just brilliant at relating to men of all ages. But here's where the caveat comes in. You've got to be careful. Let's be real about this. I run an organization that has short-term mission teams, and I remember once a girl coming to me during one of my teams to say, "Oh, we had a great morning of evangelism. I swapped phone numbers with 3 guys." Now, it so happened that she was a really attractive young woman in her late teens, I think. And her sheer vivacious personality, her beautiful smile, her warmth, her friendship, no wonder the guys were attracted to her. But what was their motivation? We got asked these kind of questions. Young women who are outgoing and have the confidence to approach men and to witness to them, to speak to them, yes, they can do so. They can be hugely effective. God can use them and bless them in that situation. They just need to be wise, as indeed men need to be evangelizing women. I have spent lots of time as an evangelist talking to women about my Christian faith and trying to win them for Christ. But I have to be really careful about how I convey myself, about body language, very careful about how I present myself, even what I say and how I coach it. I'm very quick, for example, to tell them that I'm married. I talk about my wife. That's a simple safety issue. Because if I am speaking to a woman, she needs to know where I stand. And of course, I would never be in private with somebody of the opposite sex. You just don't do that. So if it's an open air situation, I stay in the open air, in that public gaze with all my team round about me. You don't go off to some quiet corner. You just don't do that, because we have to have wisdom in these situations. And for women, it's the same. Young women especially, it's the same. Be very careful when you witness to men. But yes, you can get through. My daughters melt my heart. I love them more than anything. And there'll be lots of older guys out there who might have daughters, and their daughters have spoken into their lives, not from a spiritual perspective, but they've been influenced by their daughters in different ways. A young woman full of passion and zeal for God comes along, they will often listen. Also for their own peers, men of their own age. Yeah, absolutely. If they're outgoing, if they've got that personality, they can be hugely effective. Just be careful. And if we show wisdom, as well as the personality that comes with evangelists, absolutely, they can do a great job.